Is the Canon 100 to 400 millimeter telephoto lens the best budget-friendly telephoto of 2025? Let's find out. My name is Andrew, and this is Parts in Tech, where we review some of the world's most popular electronics, tools, and appliances. Today, we're checking out the Canon RF 100 to 400 millimeter lens. We're gonna talk about what it's great for, what it's not great for, some of the pros and the cons, and where this lens falls short. Starting off with first impressions, this lens feels cheap. If you compare this lens to something like an L lens, it does feel cheap. It feels plasticky. That's what it is. That's what this lens is. It's an affordable lens. It's a budget-friendly lens that goes from 100 to 400 millimeters. This is absolutely insane. I've got the lock on here, but if I took the lock off, we could see how far this lens goes. This is crazy. This is an extreme telephoto lens. A lot of telephotos only go up to 200. This one goes up to 400, and it does a great job at that. Yes, it feels plasticky, sounds plasticky, looks plasticky, but it does a great job. When you look at it up close, it really is a high quality product. Maybe if we can focus, there we go. It's a high quality product. Everything moves extremely smoothly. As you can see, Canon does a very good job at building their lenses, but this is not an L lens. This ring right here is silver. It's not red. So as a result, you get to save a lot of money and still get a very, very good image quality. Yes, there's maybe a little bit of distortion around the edges, sure, compared to an L lens. Yes, it is a variable f-stop lens, which means that as you zoom in, it gets a little bit darker. This is a 5.6 to 8 f-stop lens. So you really want to use this outside. You really want to use this in a space where you have a lot of light. Maybe you're inside and you have a lot of light. Maybe you're at an outdoor wedding, that's great. Maybe you're at a sporting event, perfect. This lens needs a lot of light because it is a higher f-stop lens. It also means that you're not going to get as much bokeh or blurred out artistic background as you would from an L lens that's at 2.8 or something like that. But that's okay because with this lens, you're shooting very far away, and typically they're gonna have a lot more distance behind them that will allow you to blur out the background that way. So it works great, and it's not really something I'm too concerned about, is the blurring out of the background. This is an RF lens. That means it mounts on Canon's mirrorless cameras, and it does not mount on the EF mount cameras, the mirrored lenses, the mirrored cameras. So who is this lens good for in a photo or a video setting? Again, like I mentioned, this is gonna be great for somebody who wants to shoot sporting events. Maybe you are outside at a baseball game or a football game. This lens has reach to it. 400 millimeters is an insane amount of reach, and you really can get far with this lens. This lens is great for somebody who wants to shoot a wedding from very far away. Maybe this is your telephoto option. It's got such a large focal length. It's got such a large range here that it would make a great option for a wedding photographer lens. Bird, animals, anything like that you can't get close to, this is a great lens for that. This is not a great lens for somebody who wants to shoot landscape photography. This is not a wide angle lens by any means. It's not going to be good for that. This lens would be good for someone who wants to shoot portraits or maybe video of something, again, very far away. Portraits would look nice on video as well with this lens. So some of the pros here are it's affordable. It's very affordable, and it's extremely light compared to a lot of the other lenses out there, maybe some of the L lenses. It's extremely light. It's extremely lightweight, easy to carry around when you're already carrying around a semi-heavy camera. The mirrorless are a lot lighter, but even then, when you have a multiple pound lens with your camera, it can be a lot, especially if you're outside all day in the heat, shooting a football game. It's not gonna be the thing you wanna carry around as a massive, massive lens. This lens is a great size, and it does a good job at reaching out to 400 millimeters. Those are really a lot of the pros. It does a great job at what it does. It's got image stabilization built in along with your camera as well. With your RF cameras, most of them are going to have internal in-camera image stabilization. This also has it as well. It has a stabilizer, which is great. Who this lens is not for, it's not for the person who wants the absolute perfect picture quality. This lens is not for the person who wants the L lens. This lens is not for somebody who wants the massive white Canon with a red ring around it, multiple thousands of dollars lens. This is not for that person. This is not for the person who wants to lug around a heavy lens all day and just to get a perfect image quality. Those lenses are great, but this honestly doesn't sacrifice a lot, and it gives you a lot. This lens produces so much. It gives you so many great high quality images and videos at such a great price and at such a great weight. And it does a phenomenal job. So if you're somebody who wants the absolute best and you want that L lens, that top of the line, this isn't for you. If you want a landscape lens, this isn't for you. This lens is for somebody who wants to save some money. Maybe you're just on a budget, or maybe you just don't plan on using it that much and you don't want to buy a really expensive lens. This is a great lens for you. It's a great lens for sports. It's a great lens for weddings. It's a great lens for wildlife and animals and everything like that. It does a great job and I'd recommend it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe.